Well, it looks like Pixar might be in a bit of trouble.
Grand Theft Auto and Rockstar are certainly not.
And got some very sad news, guys. Tonight is our last night. PMI 2.5, it's ending!
Oh, leaving camp.
Oh, no.
Today is September 20th,
Is it?
2013.
Ooh, so soothing.
Sing along, baby. September 20th.
I feel it in my body.
2013. And welcome to Pretty Much It, everybody. Tonight is our last night here
Oh,
at
no.
Camp
God.
PMI. And you guys have only
God.
seen us during the day, but we've been sleeping here every single night.
We've been roughing it and toughing it like that Discovery Naked show. Like,
What is? Oh, it's naked and
scared.
naked and scared.
Naked and scared. Speaking of naked and scared, we've got a naked bear on the loose out here somewhere.
Bears are usually naked.
Usually, and I think we may just be able to get out of here before this bear is able to eat us all alive.
Yeah, it's no laughing matter.
Yeah,
We've
because, well,
had
we're just
issues
about
in
done.
the past.
So, I think we're going to be A-okay. Before we begin this episode of Pretty Much It, it's time to say goodbye to the music for now. We do have a few things to say. First of all, down in the info, there is a link to go to facebook.com/nyctophobiahaunt.
Oh, what
it
is
is that time
Eric?
of year, ladies and gentlemen. Nyctophobia, the haunted house that we are a part of, that I run. These guys have acted in for a few years now.
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun. We would really appreciate it if you would check it out and click a like on Facebook because all the support really helps. And we're just gearing up, so check out the cool stuff we got going on over there.
It'd be even
Every
tighter
time,
if-
every time you click a like,
An angel gets his wings.
and Jake smiles. There's a lot of smiling he has to do. He's got weak.
I think a bug just flew in
Yeah.
his teeth. Also linked down in the info are this week's reviews. We have reviews of Prisoners, the Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal film that's out right now. We also have a review of Insidious Chapter 2. I had to go way back for that one.
Yeah.
And speaking of way back,
you're
we
so
have a
good.
review of the way back.
That was good.
And one last thing we have to show you before we get into this week's episode is this.
Interesting people who do things with their lives don't have time to sit around and record a scathing 20-minute review of Riddick.
Yes, that was our very own Jake, featured on Tosh.0 this week.
I don't
You
even
were
know.
great.
Jake, what did you do? What did you do to anger the Tosh God?
I just got made fun of for, I guess, taking Riddick seriously.
No, they said you didn't like it,
Yeah,
but...
but like, here's the thing. I guess that shows how much the rest of the world perceives YouTube movie reviewers as just this dorky thing.
Are you and Tosh a thing now?
You know what? He didn't freaking tweet me. That's all I wanted from
Why don't you
it.
guys tweet at him and tell him that he should tweet Jake?
There you go.
But now, without further ado, we've got a lot of news to talk
Hey, let's
about,
make
so
this
let's
show
get
American.
right into it.
Let's make this show American.
I'm sorry, you're right. Without further delay, let's get right into it, starting off with Choose Your News coming out. Don't be afraid of the fire there, pal.
But don't get burned.
I think
Let's go with movie news. First things first. We got to talk about a big rumor. Gosh, it just swept the interwebs. Justin Bieber, that little scamp, he tweeted, or Instagrammed, I should say, a photo of him holding up a script that had the Batman Superman logo on it. It said the whole thing. It said based off of, what was it, The Dark Knight Returns
Yeah,
or
it
something?
even
I
said,
don't know.
like David S. Goyer on
Yeah,
it
it said a
and
bunch
stuff.
of cool-looking stuff that's all public information and someone could easily reproduce. And everyone went crazy. They were like, holy shit, it said #Robin. It was insane.
Well, by Jiminy.
Now-
I would have fallen head over heels.
Rather than doing any research, people went crazy. But if you did any research, which actually was just looking at his previous tweet, it was a Funny or Die thing. So that'll be coming out soon.
Yeah, but doing research is hard,
That's
Eric.
for babies. Next story is about Star Wars. We have a couple of rumors, real quick, I'll mention. Just because if I don't mention them, people will go crazy.
Rumor
Benedict
has it.
Cumberbatch, he's been on and off rumored.
We talked about
to
this
be in
last week.
Did we talk about this?
did.
Okay, so I'm only mentioning it because he said he's not. But Latino Review is saying that he's in the next 3 movies. And
Wow.
Latino Review is sometimes right, sometimes wrong, so I'm just saying. The only other one that I'll mention is Saoirse Ronan. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. After all these years, I think I've got it right. Who was in
Like a sorcerer.
The Lovely Bones. She was recently in
Yeah.
The Host. She's been in a lot of stuff. She has been rumored to be playing potentially a female villain. And I gotta say, I'm all for it. She's got the Star Wars look, in my opinion. She would fit in
Now, weren't
perfectly.
they looking for a teenage girl for the hero?
I mean, maybe. Honestly, either way, I think she'd be great. I think just look-wise, right off the bat, she would be perfect in Star Wars.
I honestly think this movie is gonna be like Star Wars: The Hunger Games. It's gonna have young.
Star Wars.
you know
it's
what?
The
It's
Hunger
It's gonna have
Games.
it's gonna have young leads
yeah.
that have to
Oh,
do
you-
things.
you-
It's
yeah.
gonna be young Jedis.
That's
They're
how it
gonna
is
be-
today, though.
Luke-
That's how everything
It's gonna
is.
be Luke's kids.
the Twilight
you know.
genre.
Yeah.
It's-
So, you know what? I mean, we'll see. We have to wait still. We don't have enough. So, we'll see.
I still go through an existential crisis with this every day of my life. So move on.
Next up, we've got some news about Pixar. Unfortunate stuff going on here. We got a little bit of a shakeup.
Oh no.
I believe we talked about a week or two ago. The Good Dinosaur was having some trouble.
Now he's the bad dinosaur.
Yeah, the director
He's getting tattoos. He's getting into drugs.
kicked off the project. What the hell's his name? I can't think of
Bob
it right
Peterson?
now. Bob Peterson. How could I forget that?
I forget my dad.
Right, it's your dad.
My papa.
So, I'm sorry.
Papa, direct a dinosaur movie, please.
So Bob Peterson, who was the director, is now no longer
He's
attached?
out, and now we've got kind of like a situation like we had with Brave, where the initial director is out, a new director's coming in, and Brave wasn't that huge.
The
you
thing
know
with
what I mean?
Brave is when they removed the first director, the story underwent a huge change.
Yeah,
Like, her mom was a bear. I still don't even know what was going on.
Well, that was always the
That was, I
story,
think, always
yeah.
part of it. But
That was like the main pillar of
I
the.
think
when
that was
they're
the pillar of
when
it,
they're
yeah.
writing a screenplay, we need a strong young female lead, and,
And
her
a bear.
Her mom's got to be a bear.
I think the original actually took place in a very Arctic region, like a north of the wall
like
kind of thing.
Scandinavian, like.
Yeah.
But that may or may not happen here with the Good Dinosaur. All we know for sure is that they feel like they need more time, which is good. They feel like they need more time with it, and so they've pushed it off a year, which also pushes off Finding Dory by a year.
That's fine. We don't need
But
that.
it brings up, I believe, Maleficent is coming up it's coming up a little bit to fit the spot that Good Dinosaur would have been in. It's all Disney.
They've been making that movie
Now-
for like 7 years.
Yeah, that's been going on for a long time.
I used to think Pixar was like, top of the
End all
line.
be all.
Yeah,
They're
immovable.
gods.
Yeah.
Lately, not so much.
Yeah.
Not that they're bad.
No, not
but
at all.
It's just that they haven't been like doing their
On their
5-star.
A-game.
Yeah.
Right.
So if they need a little break,
It's good. Yeah, it's good and bad. It's bad, I would say, just because, now everything's pushed off a year. That sucks. But it's good because, I'd much rather than take a break than rush it. So
Yep.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got some news I think Jake might be excited about. This is about Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Now,
If
did you
Jake's excited, I'm
enjoy
excited.
Tokyo Drift? Do you like Lucas Black in Tokyo Drift?
Yeah.
Because guess what? He's coming back for Fast 7.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which is huge. Now, if you saw Fast 6, you get it. If you didn't see Fast 6, you should probably see it because eventually it's going to just be completely ruined for you.
Yeah.
But
you know what? If you didn't
my-
watch any of those movies, watch Fast 5, watch Fast 6, and it's like the Ocean's 11 of a new generation.
But yes,
you
they're
see,
actually
with,
really
uh,
fun.
Yeah.
All I know is I am definitely interested, mainly because of James Wan directing. That should be interesting. But I mean, this seems like a huge thing for fans. Lucas Black coming back. I
Yep.
think this must be huge, right?
You got Vin tweeting pictures, posting pictures
Vin is
on his
tweeting
Facebook all
pictures
the
and stuff.
time.
Yep, absolutely.
Vin
There looks
Diesel-
like there's a cemetery scene.
Somebody dies.
Somebody died. So
I
maybe
think
that's what
it's-
it is.
Yeah, that's what it is from the last one.
It's
yeah.
got to be.
I think in real life, Vin Diesel is like probably all of his agents probably hate him, but they know that he can do whatever he wants. Like you say, I'm gonna be Groot in Marvel. They told me not to say it, but I'm saying it anyway because they need me.
and here we are.
Yeah.
Like him saying that, like, it almost sounds like he's dreaming when he's like, yeah, Marvel really wanted me, but it's true.
He's weird. He's so weird with the way he says things, the way he like on his Facebook, like the things he writes. It's like even the the new still of the cemetery shot. It said like, "Here's a somber moment from our journey together."
Yeah.
...
Yeah,
How
way too
poetic.
many ellipses.
Yeah.
Speaking of James Wan, we have some quick news about Insidious Chapter 3.
Yeah, look at that.
Now,
Third
like
one.
I said,
More
I
spooky
reviewed
ghosts.
Chapter 2 a few days late because I was in the hospital last week. Oh boy, but I'm all right.
Nobody cares about that.
Nobody
just
does.
move on.
But so I did review it. You have to check out my review. This is about the third one, which the second one leaves it open for a third one. And yes,
Is this like a trilogy?
I have no idea. It's a franchise. I would
okay.
just call it a franchise. But the interesting news here is that James Wan actually, and I've already come to terms with it. Don't ask. I'm okay. This is not why I had to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
James Wan said he's done with horror. I'm okay.
You know what?
I respect him because, well, what?
I think this is good news.
Oh,
I
well,
think it's great.
I think it's fine because as he said, he's like, I started with horror and now I've been doing horror, even though he did Death Sentence, which was an action movie. And he's like, I don't want to get stuck with horror. He's like, as much as I love horror, I just love movies. He was like, you might think I'm a horror freak, but I love all movies.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it just feels like. I mean, I loved Saw 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite horror movies. But for the past 5 years, it's just been like ghosts.
Horror movie after horror movie.
Not even
yeah.
horror movie. It's just ghosts.
Yeah.
There's a ghost with a wedding veil on, and she looks really creepy under the veil because she's been dead all this time.
Doesn't
So,
pretty
but
good.
now that's going to continue because here's the news.
Uh-oh.
Lee Winnell is coming back to write the third movie.
That's good, right?
Yeah, that's good because he wrote the other ones with James Wan, but actually maybe he wrote them on his own. I think they did them together. But James Wan not directing, I don't want to see it.
You know what, James
That's
Wan?
That's the reason I love it.
Well, first the kid was haunted, then the dad was haunted. Now who's going to be the haunt? Who's going to be the haunt? Is it going to be the everyone?
I don't know, actually. I don't really know where it's going.
I see where you're going. As a fan of James Wan and a fan of Saw, you don't want Insidious to end up like Saw, do you?
No, hell no.
No.
But
I
it's
think
more
it's
so
already
just
there.
I think
I don't
dangerously
see
could.
how. Well, I mean,
I
you'll have
think
to
it
watch my
could.
review, but most people are thinking the second one was better than the first one, so it's gone up.
Yeah.
But I'm saying a third. If James Wan's
gonna
not
lose
directing
it?
it,
Yeah.
no chance.
Well, you know what?
No way it'll be as good.
You know, they say like, oh, remember where you came from, stick with what you know. James Wan's not doing that, so jerk.
Well, he doesn't want to keep doing the same thing over and over. I
Well,
guess.
let's see. You know, like I said, I liked Saw 1. That's it.
But you also
from
don't
him,
like
but
any of the Insidious. You
No,
don't like Insidious.
I really don't.
So you are just gonna maybe see where he goes from here and
Yes,
make your judgments.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm gonna hate everything James Wan does.
Yeah.
So it's like I hate everything he does with horror. I don't think he's a good horror filmmaker.
Right.
But
So you're looking forward to.
I'm interested to see where he's going with his life and his career and his family.
Nice guy, Mike.
Nice guy, Mike.
See where he's going. See where he's I hope everything
The
turns
best.
out okay.
I hope his family's
I hope
okay.
Fast and the Furious does great.
Speaking of spooky stuff, we have some news about Goosebumps.
My heart-
I got Goosebumps.
My heart can only take so much.
Well,
Don't-
take this.
You actually just saved me.
Woo!
My heart is back.
Woo! Jack Black. Speaking of back Jack Black. Way back. My review is linked in the info. Jack Black is apparently going to be the star of this Goosebumps movie. I see your face curling into a strange frown.
Now,
Why didn't I hear this?
Explain.
Why didn't I hear this?
Let me explain. Apparently, it's going to be the type of thing where Jack Black is playing the R.L. Stine figure of the movie. He is an author, and his stories come to life. Just the roar, like the hum of the fire and the silence.
I was gonna say maybe if Jack Black could play like
Jack Black, is that like
Maybe-
a dentistry character?
I'm
Black
Jack
here.
Black, and I'm here to put cavities.
Like, isn't that a Timmy the Tooth villain?
Yeah. I thought that Jack Black, when you were describing this to me, he was going to play a crypt keeper of sorts.
Well, I love how we're just laughing completely about this. This movie's a joke already. Oh no, but seriously, this movie now is kind of like, I don't know. I'm definitely like
Is he gonna
taken down a notch.
Is he gonna sing about dicks?
Probably not. I think it's gonna be more for kids, but you never know.
I just picture him like just random spooky things. He's gonna be running away from a skeleton, and then all of a sudden he's gonna see a vampire.
Speaking of spooks, woo!
I can
Scared
imagine
the hell out of me.
I can imagine the trailer. It'd be Jack Black running very fast. He's exhausted. He's like
chubby.
sweaty.
Yeah.
and
He's
you see
chubby.
the haunted mask.
Yeah. He's like, oh, my stories are coming to life.
Is that what he sounds like?
I guess.
And he's gonna be like, my story's coming to life.
Speaking of movies that are potentially just a mess, dead on arrival, we've got Dante's Inferno.
Based on, is it based on
Based
the video
on the
game?
Inferno.
Yeah, well, here's the problem. That's why it's a mess
I
in my
feel like it's
opinion.
kinda based
It's
on-
not.
wait a minute.
It's not based off the poem.
It's
Right.
based
It's
off.
based off the video,
The
game,
action-packed.
which
Oh
is
my
in
God.
turn based off of the poem, the epic poem.
Oh,
now,
God.
the news this week is that Fede Alvarez, who did Evil Dead, will be directing this.
Okay.
Which
See?
is no,
You know what?
listen,
Now
I want him to do another Evil
All
Dead
right.
movie.
Now maybe I was thinking that, you know, since the video game is such a video game, a hack and slash, gotta kill the demons before they rape my wife.
and the lust level, how are they gonna
And-
do that?
Maybe that will work better for a blockbuster.
Honestly,
because
yeah.
if they adapted the epic poem, I had to read it in high
Yeah,
school.
they don't need to. There was an
It's-
animated version that was great that they already did.
If the literal adaptation of it would be very boring. It's not like Dante's like, oh, I'm in hell.
No, not at all.
Well, the book
yeah.
is really like abstract. So
Yeah.
It's all. It's apparently, if you're not Italian, you can't really grasp. No, it's true.
concept of
They
hell.
say the way it's a poem and like the way like the
The
rhyming
inflection
structure
is an
is
Italian
an Italian.
thing.
Well,
got
I
it.
read it and I kind of got what was going.
Well, it doesn't
You didn't
matter
get the
because
full
guess
story.
what? Guess what? It's
well,
the video game.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
the video game and
Video game had a Super Bowl ad.
the director is perfect because I was thinking if they went for like an over-the-top gory, because the video game had a style of a lot of like weird like masochistic like self.
You know what? No, the video
like,
game
monster boobs.
The video
like,
game had the
monster demon
style
boobs.
of a 14-year-old sketchbook.
Exactly.
Okay, all
Can't
right,
wait.
Let's do it.
And the final bit of movie news is just another follow-up on my favorite thing to follow up on,
What is that?
Escape from Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Oh, we've been following that.
This is, once again, this is the movie that was shot in Disney World without permission.
Right.
We talked about the trailer last week. And
Now, this news is kind of like just word on the street. As of
no,
right now,
this
right?
is well, okay. It's
we don't have
from
an
a
official
rep
word.
apparently, or like a source on
Thug
the
life.
inside, sort of thing. But basically, we talked about how Disney hasn't reacted. I thought they were waiting to
Biding
until
their
it got
time.
released, right? Until it got released, and then they were gonna suck every penny out of it that it made by suing them, getting a full list of everything they can sue for.
Just like a collapsed star.
Sure, but it turns out that apparently what they're doing instead is they are doing the opposite of what Barbra Streisand did in that classic Google Maps flop. The Streisand effect is what they are trying to combat by ignoring it completely.
Well, yeah.
You know what the Streisand effect
I
is?
don't know. Explain
Barbra
it.
Streisand found her home on Google Maps, contacted Google, said take my home off, and that became news, and then everyone looked up her home.
Yeah.
Whereas
yeah.
previously nobody was.
Uh-huh.
And so that is called the Streisand effect. If you just shut your mouth, it may never become
Yeah,
a thing.
apparently
if
the-
Disney were to sue them, it would be a huge story.
Yeah,
and
apparently
everyone would
their
want to see
logic
this
is,
movie.
Like,
right.
oh, nobody's like they're like a fraction of the people are going to see this
Most
movie.
people don't know what this movie
gonna go
is.
under the radar.
Correct.
That's what I was saying before about how this movie wins automatically. That so many people are going to see it just because of the controversy alone.
But
But
so many
still-
people will see it, but relative to how small the movie is, but
Yeah.
in general, it's not going to be a big thing.
yeah,
it's
like
a very
yes.
niche
Yeah,
thing.
and if Disney made a big deal, then
Everybody would know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, the mouth breathers just eat McDonald's all day and play fucking Angry Birds.
Whoa.
They're not gonna know what it is. They don't even
Jeez.
know who the president is.
You're
like,
you're really
Whoa.
passionate about these kinds of people, Jake.
yeah.
But that's the word on the street, if you will.
Bam!
I don't know if it's 100% confirmed, but you know what? I buy it. I don't see why they wouldn't do this. I am surprised that they're going to go that route because I really thought they would just put the fist on it. But
there's a lot of logic in that.
it's
I hadn't-
absolutely
yeah.
logical, yes.
I hadn't
But I
thought
didn't
about
think
that,
they would
yeah.
necessarily be that logical. You know, I thought they would just put the hit
Yeah.
on it. And so, you know what?
Disney
I think
is-
we all win because
think,
we get to see the movie.
Disney has become more progressive in ways of thinking.
Oh.
New age, don't you know?
And that is it for movie news. Now let's move on to some TV news. We actually have a bunch of little TV stories.
Pretty much it is just
First
jam-packed
off,
today.
Yeah,
tonight.
it absolutely is. Tonight.
Tonight, rather.
We have a quick story about Arrow, the show Arrow on the CW.
Yeah.
Now, does anybody here watch that?
I don't, but I should because I hear it's really
Yeah,
good.
I watched-
don't, but I should because
watched
I
the-
hear it's really good. I don't, but I should because I hear it's really good. I don't, but I should because I hear it's really good. I don't, but I should because I hear it's really good. On Arrow, they will apparently be introducing Flash, the
Yeah,
Flash.
my
Which
boy.
will spin off to its own show.
Oh, is that the case?
That's- oh, you didn't know that?
That's
No,
what
I
they
didn't.
had
I wasn't
orig-
sure about that.
That's what they initially had mentioned.
Yeah,
I
the
think
way-
they're going to test it out and see if people like him. Which, by the way, the story is that Grant Gustin, I believe was it from Glee? From Glee, right, is going to be playing the Flash.
Not
Yeah.
the guy that. Oh.
Probably not the guy that died, just because he's dead.
Yeah.
But it's another one from Glee, I would assume.
I'm all for going in new directions,
Yeah,
but
whatever.
it does kind of just look like they're getting the young audience. Like, you know, the girls love the young audiences.
Yeah, baby.
So we gotta have a hot Flash.
I get it.
Hot Flash.
I get it.
Hot Flash. That's pretty
Oh
funny.
my gosh.
Pretty funny.
I'm falling. Let's move from DC to Marvel TV news.
Yeah, right.
We've got another potential series starting up, not S.H.I.E.L.D., but another one, Agent Carter, based on the Agent Carter, I guess they did a one-shot, right? A one-off.
Yeah, Captain America's flame from the 40s.
Now,
Yeah.
Haley Atwell, don't know if that should be recast or she'd come back.
Oh, she's super beautiful.
Yeah, she's got to come back, though. I wouldn't watch it if
Yeah.
it wasn't her. I
No,
don't
she,
think,
ma-
because,
she, ma-
woo.
she owned that. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she's
made
gorgeous. But I don't know anything about this, but God,
No,
S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't even start yet. and They're talking about
No.
another series? Jeez.
I know she's a big character in the comics.
It. Yeah.
but
But
it's
that's
like,
the comics.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like even in the comics, like she doesn't have her own comic.
And,
I
it's,
don't-
and,
at
and
least-
it's also paper.
Yeah, at least
It's a little easier
Yeah.
to produce
Yeah.
if you
And-
really want to make something about
You
it.
know how it would be strong if it was like Adventures of World War II with her running around with like Dum Dum Dugan, the guy
So
with
other
the bowler
so it's
hat
not
and the
just
mustache.
her.
Yeah, and like villains like classic Captain America villains maybe.
I mean,
Without
maybe
Captain
a
America.
mini-series, like 3-episode mini-series I could see, but like a whole series?
no, this doesn't sound like it could work as a pilot.
Very strange.
But I don't know like what like girls like or anything. But
That is your problem, isn't
my girlfriend really liked Peggy in the movie, so she
You
would
think she'd watch
probably
the
watch
show?
this
You
show.
think she'd watch the
Maybe
show?
if they made it like what if
Sex
they
and the City.
made it like Sex in the City like
Because girls only like makeup and shoes and shopping.
and like ponies and pink and
Dumb girls. Next up on the TV news list, we've got a lot of AMC news. We actually have news about 3 AMC shows.
American
First off,
classic movies.
The Walking Dead
AMC's The Walking Dead.
The Walking
show
Dead
that does not die.
is getting a...
That was very good, Jake.
Is that a real slogan?
No, that's mine.
Oh,
though,
that's
because
really
I
good. That was
freaking-
actually really good.
Because I freaking
Yo,
don't like
you should
it.
call it AMC
AMC
and say pay me for it.
Yeah, I should.
See,
but now
yeah.
everybody knows.
Well, guess what? Maybe they can use it with the spin-off because that's what they're doing. They're
Yep,
spinning
good
off of The
segue.
Walking Dead.
Which is
I don't watch The Walking
bizarre.
Dead. It's bizarre, but you know what? I see it as, could it be the type of thing where it's like a separate story going on and then it crosses over at some point? That would be cool.
It's like, well,
I love
first of
stuff
all,
like that.
if you're familiar with the comic,
which is, I think, my ultimate undoing of my opinion of the show.
yeah, because I mean, no, the show is similar in ways because the comic, as it progressed into the bulk of the story, it's not a zombie story.
No, it's a people story.
It's a people
It's a
story.
drama,
It's
basically.
it's more about the characters in the story, like you know the Rick and everybody else.
Which the show tries to do, but it's not as effective.
No, I think I did not like the last season.
No,
of the
sorry,
show,
guys.
So
Well, people lose their minds for
They
the show, so
do.
now I know why they're
They
spinning
really
it off.
do.
So now I know why they want to like keep,
of course,
keep
this
it
is,
going.
This is like next to Breaking Bad. This is AMC's big meat ticket.
You know what it is? It's the show that won't die.
Yeah, it is. You know, so now we're gonna have AMC's the Better Call Saul, and now we're gonna have AMC presents The Walking Dead.
The spin-off.
The spin-off.
They can just basically say, let's make a story about zombies and people in it, and just call it The Walking Dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anybody can
But
do that.
you know what I will say to
Like-
that? Like we were just in between takes. We were talking about the video game, and that was really effective considering it had nothing going for it. So maybe they're
It
just
could be.
gonna make
You know
the
what?
game
Yes,
show.
that is a very good point. I will. You know what? I will say that
because it had the spirit.
It had the spirit. I think Telltale Games added a lot more than just like people in a zombie story.
No,
it was,
yeah,
it was,
definitely.
it was the art style. It was everything. It was
The
all
writing,
great.
it was like a total like.
I don't think a spin-off TV show is gonna come close to the video. If you want to play a good Walking Dead spin-off, or
Just play the game.
play the game.
I'm trying to find the reason. Like, what's gonna make people go, "Oh, I should also watch this."
Yeah, I gotta watch The
alongside it.
Walking Dead, and then I gotta watch the other adventures of the zombie
The
folk.
Walking Dead, The Walking Chronicles.
And you know what else you gotta watch after that?
What?
Mad Men.
What about it, Eric?
Well, I'll tell you.
I like
Mad
this
Men
show.
is being split. The final season is just like Breaking
they're
Bad,
doing
same channel,
that.
by the way. So if before you're like, what a
Yeah.
ripoff, it's the same channel.
AMC's
They
The
are
Mad
splitting
Men.
also-
Mad Men in half as well. So it's going to be 7 episodes and then 7 episodes or something like that.
Same channel and also same narrator who says previously on.
AMC's The
Well,
Mad
yeah,
Men.
it's the same channel. Of course it is.
Well, this is good because, well, it's not good, but it's cool because this season is going to be great because things are really actually
Amping up.
happening.
I
in the
never
show.
got into Mad Men.
It's definitely just more of
It's a little slow burn, right?
It's more about the characters. Nothing ever really happened. Like nothing really progresses that
It's
far.
not like exciting, really.
no.
In a different way.
You honestly can't even. It's like a celebration of the time period
Okay.
and the characters.
Interesting.
So check it out.
But so, are you glad for this then, as someone who watches the show, that it's
mean-
being split?
I
So
mean-
it lasts longer now.
Yes and no. It's
think that's
also
cool.
like Breaking Bad. It's spreading it out.
Their 2 biggest shows are ending though, so they better come up with something.
They're like,
And speaking of shows ending, Breaking Bad.
Oh,
I know we don't want to think about this,
Fucking
but
long.
Breaking Bad is coming to an end.
It's just like thinking about your own mortality.
Correct.
Don't want to think about
Now,
it, but it's gonna happen.
The good news is we are actually getting extended episodes. The
This is
last
good
2
news.
episodes of Breaking Bad will be 75 minutes with commercials.
Yeah.
So
So
with
that
the-
means it'll go. You know how
it's
they've
extra
gone like
10 minutes.
5 minutes over
Yeah.
recently?
Now it's gonna
until
go-
like what?
10:05,
Now
yeah.
it's gonna go to 10:15.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
or
it's a
something
little
like
more.
that.
Good. I'll
So
take it.
of course I'll take it. That's
Yeah.
like a whole extra commercial, like a commercial break and then come back.
And if-
so it's like a 5th act,
and
if you
with
will.
the 2 episodes put together, that's an extra 30 minutes.
In total, I suppose.
total.
So it maybe less than 30 because it'll technically have a commercial break in there somewhere.
True.
So maybe like an extra 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm not complaining.
No, yeah.
And you know what? I keep thinking like they're running out of time, so this makes sense that there's going to be a little extra, which is awesome. So I'm very excited about
Into
that,
it.
and that is confirmed. Peter Gould confirmed it.
I have it.
So make sure you watch your DVRs, by the way.
Yeah.
Set your DVRs
TiVo that-
appropriately.
Make sure your TiVo listens to you.
Yes. And that is it for TV news. Now, before we talk about video game news, which we will get to, my friend, don't
Jake,
you worry.
you still have a purpose.
We're gonna
I am going to throw a log
slap
on
a
the
log.
fire while we take a quick commercial break.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Pretty Much It. Now we're going to talk about video games.
Whoa!
Jake!
Whoa!
Was that necessary for video
Yes.
games?
Yes. How about I hit you with some game news? Maybe
Do
it'll
it.
make you feel better.
Do it.
Tokyo Game Show is going on right now
Ooh.
in Tokyo, Japan.
Oh, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
People are getting clever these days.
What does this mean to me?
This is just, it's kind of like the E3 of Japan. This is just housekeeping for me. There's new Metal Gear Solid 5 footage out there. We also have a better look at Dark Souls 2 and that other game that's like Dark Souls 2 that I can't remember what it's called. It's like Deep Below.
Yeah, there's a bunch of video game things in different countries. Like I know there's one in Germany, right?
Gamescom,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this is similar.
Yeah.
So I mean, that just means we're gonna get a bunch of news about a whole bunch of games.
Yeah.
Has there been news?
Yeah, well, this came out of Tokyo Game Show. I'm not sure if it was announced there. I can't remember, but it happened. Atlas was bought by Sega, and that's pretty cool that Sega's buying properties again.
Sega's getting back in the game.
Atlas-
Weren't they selling off stuff a few months ago? Or
No,
am I thinking
that was-
somebody else.
That was
Probably
somebody else.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
But Atlas, the thing I know
I'm
them
trying.
most for is
Yeah.
the Persona games. I don't know if you guys know those. It's
Yeah.
Placenta
Japanese.
games. Mhm.
And I mean, like Sega at this point is like on hospice because Sonic the Hedgehog is with Nintendo now, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like their main meal ticket is getting food for the other guys.
Oh, I forgot about that. He's like, what are they doing with
I think the
Sonic?
next 3 games
Yeah,
are going to
they
be
had
all
that
Nintendo.
deal.
Oh, God.
But they look so good.
Well, they must have gotten mad money
yeah.
from that, though.
Yeah.
Mad money.
So that's it. Tokyo Game Show. Like I said, there's a lot of footage.
You didn't
out
give
there.
us any. What? Give us
It's
a big
just-
video
no,
game
it's,
thing.
It's literally just something I have to mention. and
Okay.
just move on from
So
it.
just saving face.
Yeah, because people
You're
are
a
gonna be like,
coward.
Jake, you didn't talk about
He's a
fucking Metal Gear
coward.
Solid 5. So now the Hubbaloo, the Hullabaloo?
Hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo.
The honeydew on the internet was about the PS4 apparently not being able to work with HDMI capture cards, which so many people like to do. They like to record themselves playing video games
Well,
for
I know
no reason.
exactly why that wouldn't work because now you can just send it automatically. You don't need capture cards anymore,
here's the
right?
thing. Those features are kind of limited. They're pretty small. You can only do it for a certain amount of time, and it's not like it's fleshed out.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
like you're not going to be able to do all this crazy stuff. But Sony did come out and say that it will work. The HDMI will work with capture cards. This was kind of a big deal. People were kind of flipping out because like word got out at first. It was like nope, and everyone was like, "Holy crap!"
This may
Yeah.
not be too relevant to new PlayStation news, but I read a very interesting tidbit that perked my nipples about the PS4. With every controller, if you plug in any pair of headphones to the bottom of the controller, you can just use that for your audio, like for your TV. Like,
Wow,
you
I
can
didn't
just,
know that.
You can just like stream the audio like through the. You just plug in headphones to the bottom and you just listen to everything.
really?
Interesting.
Yeah, like just
Wow.
any pair of headphones.
All right.
You have to pay like $200 or something like that right now.
That's pretty
So,
awesome.
It is pretty
I
cool.
like
No
that.
idea.
That's pretty smart.
That's fun.
Only if it's
fun.
true.
I think it might
Yeah.
be true.
He might be lying.
So Grand Theft Auto 5 is also now out. We've
And-
all been
yep.
playing it. So
It's changed lives for 12-year-olds everywhere.
yeah, it's blessed hearts. It's cured specifically child cancer.
Okay.
It's also solved some world hunger in some countries. It's working on
That
you
whole
know-
thing with Syria solved.
You haven't heard anything about it in a while, have you?
Grand Theft Auto.
Yep. And the biggest thing about this whole Grand Theft Auto hype zone that we're all in right now, the Rockstar earned $800 million in sales from the first day alone.
That sounds
Is that
like
a lot?
Yeah.
$800 million?
Is it a lot? Yeah, of course. I'm
That's
kidding.
a very lot. Yeah.
Now,
I hear this is the record breaker.
is it? I was gonna say, is that the top?
I believe
the
it
top of
is.
the hop?
It just
Top of the pop?
it just beat Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yep.
Top of the rock.
Call of Duty Black Ops. Basically, all these types of games, they're always setting their records higher and
Yeah.
higher, which is cool.
But you know what's interesting is, have prices for video games gone up?
No.
Not
right?
really.
Only when the next
No.
generation came out.
But see, isn't that interesting? Because with movies, records are always being broken every year because the prices go up on the
Yeah.
tickets.
Yeah.
Video
Punks.
games, prices aren't going up, so this is a real accomplishment in my
And it's
opinion, more so
amazing-
than just a movie.
And it's amazing also how much money they're earning considering how steep an investment for some people is. The $60. It's not a
isn't this-
$10 movie
Can I just
ticket.
say, isn't this supposed to be a rough economy right now? And everybody's racing out to buy the latest $60 video
Yep.
game.
I gotta have simulated
Well, not
murder in my
Where
life.
did this economy thing go?
Yeah.
I thought it was
They,
supposed to be bad.
Now, with Grand Theft Auto, this was expected. But
Yes.
I am.
And that's only the first day. I
yeah,
can't wait to hear
yeah.
like what the week thing.
That
and
was
the
the
month thing.
first day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought that was the first couple of days.
Couple of days.
Oh God, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
They now I'm all for Rockstar getting more money
Yeah, they're
because they're just great. I mean, every single Red Dead Redemption or their last 3 games, Red Dead, Max Payne 3, and now Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yep.
all 10 out of 10.
L.A. Noir in the middle.
Oh,
Which is
yeah.
pretty good.
And yeah,
And that adds to it.
There you go. There you
I didn't
go.
play, but that was a huge game too.
yeah.
I know that.
All
I know
the-
that.
They,
I know that.
Like we would discuss before with Pixar, they have been going up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see what Rockstar is going to do with the next gen.
You know what I want to see next, and this is, people have been like, oh, I want a Bully 2. Bully 2.
That.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That game sucked.
Wow.
That game, I will
Wow.
say, that game sucked. They
Wow.
made that game for little kids
No, they
who
did
couldn't
not.
get
Did
Grand
you-
Theft Auto.
Did you play it?
I did. It was a T. A hard T. But
For teen.
I remember playing it and I'm like, I could just be playing Grand Theft Auto right now. Like,
Well, Well, I heard something exciting. Someone just pitched this. This was a random idea.
Okay.
But imagine they did Bully 2, but totally redid it and made it in the style of, like, Mean Girls. No, that would be cool. Imagine that.
Jake, is that the last video game story? Because the fire's starting to die.
Yeah, that's it. But guys, that's it for the video games. I'm sorry for killing some of you guys with all that video game stuff. I know you just want to hear about the Avengers.
All you want to hear about is the poll.
At least you apologize.
Let's
At
get
least
to the
you
poll.
apologize.
Let's get to the poll.
Last week's poll
time.
question was, of our commentary tracks, which in case you don't know, we do commentary tracks for feature-length films, and you can watch them on Netflix and then listen to our commentary track with it. They are very funny.
Cost less than the candy bar.
Indeed it does.
We do like making them.
We asked you, what is your favorite commentary track that we've done?
Mm-hmm.
In third place, we have Titanic 2. This one is near and dear to my heart. I think that at the time, this one blew my mind with like
I
how
wish
funny
I
it
was
was.
on that one.
That was a fun.
That was a really
that
funny
was
one.
a
The
fun
movie is
night.
hilarious. Because that began everything with Van Dyke.
Van
the
Dyke.
Dyke.
That was the Van Dyke.
Dick
trigger.
Van Dyke?
Yes.
Oh, no, James
Dick Van Dyke's grandson,
Yeah.
mind you. Jake, no. In second place, we have High School Musical, which you are on.
That's my
Oh,
favorite one.
Jake-
That's your favorite one?
Yeah.
That's Jake's debut.
Yeah, I think that was.
Oh, indeed it was. Was it?
Yes.
No. Are you sure it wasn't number one?
No, that was his. Insidious was our number one. That was
No.
his
His the number one choice.
Was number one.
The number one choice is The Oogie Loves.
No, his
High School
debut is High
Musical
School.
first.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
so I have it backwards. But anyway, High School Musical, and then in first place, The Oogie Loves. I have to say,
Ah.
I agree.
I
think
agree.
The Oogie Loves is the funniest
The
one.
Oogie Loves alone for Carrie Elwes making a horrifying cameo.
Yeah.
I would have said Oogie Loves and Peanut Butter. That's
Peanut
my
Butter
top
was pretty
two.
damn funny.
That was pretty
Peanut Butter
good,
was pretty
especially
damn
with
funny.
the Breaking Bad stuff.
But
Oh,
now,
man.
guess what?
Oh.
The best part about this
Listen up.
is that for the weekend, this weekend, so the weekend of this new episode, if you're watching it a week from now, I apologize, but you missed it. These commentary tracks are 50% off. Click the link down in the info to go check them out if you've been wanting to get one, but you just don't have $2.
Oh,
but you do
God.
have $1, for God's sake.
Our
They're
gift
only
to
$1.
you.
They support us. We really appreciate it. So
Yes, when you buy a
check 'em out.
commentary, you're not just buying a thing for goofs. You're helping pretty much it help you.
help
Yeah.
produce. We do free content for you guys every week, so this
Yeah.
helps us out.
I gotta
This
pick up
fire
milk.
don't come cheap.
Fire ain't free.
But check
Well-
them out. Thank you very much for your support. So that was last week's poll question. This week's poll question is, with the news of Insidious Chapter 3 on the way, without James Wan possibly, who would you like to direct Insidious Chapter 3? Click the link down in the info to go to facebook.com/prettymuchit and vote in the poll. We will go over your answers next week. You hear that?
What was that?
Wait a minute.
That's the bear.
Hashtag that bear?
Hashtag bear.
Oh God, it's coming! Oh God, listen, I never got to tell you this, but I slept with your... Oh God, that's not a real bear, that's a costume.
Oh. What's up, guys?
Andrew?
I haven't seen you in well over a fortnight.
That's not a real bear, that's our friend Andrew!
What's
What's going on, man?
He used to do things.
It's nice. It's a little
Yo,
chilly.
why are you walking around? You tore our camp apart? Were you hungry?
I'm always hungry.
Okay,
Oh,
hey,
I
fair
never got
enough.
to be on the Friday
I hear
show.
that,
and I
pal.
Preach
figured
it.
This would be
Preach
like,
it.
Well, you're on the Friday show, you got something to say?
Yeah, I come with news.
Oh,
Oh, is it
You
big
guys-
news?
Oh, you guys will be
Hit
very
us.
excited. I'm actually coming back to Pretty Much It to talk about comics.
Andrew? Jake,
You guys all right?
Jake.
you didn't.
Jake.
I just killed my best friend.
That's it for this week's episode of Pretty Much It. We had some fun times. Unfortunately, not all fun times, but what a way to end the summer, right? Thanks for watching. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. That's pretty much it.